All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going deep on the absolute chaos of crypto trading. But we're not just going to talk about broad theories. No, we're going to look at it through the lens of one specific token, Dollar River. And what we're looking for is a hidden pattern, something that affects millions of traders every single day.
And this is where our story kicks off. With this all caps blaring warning on Binance Square. RII is a trap. Okay, let's be real. You see stuff like this all the time in the crypto space, right? But the question we really have to ask is, what's actually going on under the surface here?
To figure that out, we've got to follow the breadcrumbs. And that leads us to a much, much bigger question. Are we just looking at a crazy, volatile token doing its thing? Or are these insane price swings actually part of a bigger game? A game where the market itself might just be designed to trip you up.
Okay, so let's get into the charts, because what happened with River is a perfect case study in market whiplash. It's a series of moves that honestly left almost everyone scratching their heads.
So check this out. First, the token gets listed on a new exchange, Hyperliquid. Now you'd think that's amazing news, right? The price should go up. But no. Instead of a pop, the price absolutely tanks. It plummets by a whopping 22%.
And right away, you hear the analysts pipe up, oh, it's a classic sell the news event. Sure, easy for them to say after the fact. But if you were one of the traders who bought into that good news, well, you just got trapped. You're watching your position go deep into the red, and you're wondering what on earth just happened.
But it doesn't stop there. Just when you think the pain is over, bam! The price does a complete 180. In just one day, it rockets up almost 20%. So the whiplash gets even worse, and the confusion just gets deeper.
And look, this wasn't some slow, steady recovery. Oh no, this was a vicious short squeeze. It liquidated over $157,000 in short positions. Basically, anyone betting the price would keep going down got completely wiped out and was forced to buy back in, which just threw gasoline on the fire.
Now, this is where it gets really wild. If you look at the technical indicators, it's just pure chaos. You've got your oscillators over here basically saying, yeah, go long, this is bullish. But then the moving averages are all flashing bright red, screaming, sell. So what do? The final tally is 11 bearish signals, only 2 bullish ones. It's a total mess. Complete contradiction.
And this is the central question, isn't it? Is this just how crypto is? You know, messy and volatile. Or, and this is the important part, could this chaos actually be on purpose? Who really benefits when the market is this confusing? Well, it turns out there might be an answer. And it's not in some fancy new indicator. It's in understanding a kind of hidden framework, a set of 7 well-known traps that, well, sophisticated players can use to turn all this chaos to their own advantage.
Let's be blunt for a second. The crypto market is not the stock market. It's a different beast entirely. There are fewer rules, no circuit breakers to stop a freefall, and that means a lot of the standard trading strategies you might learn about are not just less effective, they can actually be used against you.
And the stats, they're pretty grim. There was one study on day traders that found a crazy 97% of them consistently lost money. 97%. And yeah, that was in traditional markets, but guess what? Research confirms the exact same pattern is happening in crypto. So experts have actually identified 7 of these big traps. They're the reason most people lose money. And they cover everything from using bad data to straight-up psychological games. To really understand what happened with River, we're going to focus on 2 of the big ones. Directional deception, bull and bear traps, and something called an engineered liquidity sweep.
First up, the bull trap. This one is all about psychology. It's designed to weaponize that feeling we all hate, FOMO, the fear of missing out. It makes it look like the price is about to go to the moon. Everyone gets excited and jumps in. And then, boom, the bottom falls out, trapping everyone who just bought.
The second trap is called a liquidity sweep. You might have heard it called a stop hunt. This isn't really about emotion. It's pure mechanics. Think of it like a heat-seeking missile. The smart money knows exactly where everyone puts their stop-loss orders, their safety nets, and they deliberately go after them. And here's how it works step by step. First, they find a price level where tons of people have placed their stop-losses. It's predictable. Second, they use a ton of money to push the price down just enough to hit those stops. That triggers a cascade of automatic selling, a panic, and while everyone's orders are selling, who do you think is on the other side buying it all up cheap? Exactly. They absorb all that selling, fill up their bags, and then just let the price rip back up. Okay,
So enough theory, let's go back to that crazy RIVR chart. Now that we know about these two traps, let's see if we can connect the dots. You're about to see how those random moves weren't so random after all.
Remember that 22% crash? The one that happened right after the good news? That wasn't an accident. That was a textbook bull trap. The listing news created all that hype, all that FOMO from retail traders, which was the perfect opportunity for bigger players to sell into, trapping everyone who just piled in.
And that crazy 20% rally that came from nowhere? That wasn't just a bunch of new buyers showing up. That was the liquidity sweep in action. The price dipped just enough to trigger all the stop losses from people betting against it, forcing them to buy back their positions and fueling that massive spike higher.
So this is the big question, right? If you know this game is being played against you, what do you do? How do you actually survive in a market that's filled with these kinds of traps?
Look, the answer isn't some secret indicator that nobody knows about. It's a total mindset shift. You have to stop looking for simple patterns and start thinking about risk management. You have to accept that you're playing in an environment where someone is actively trying to take your money. And the advice on how to do that is actually pretty straightforward. First things first, cut your leverage way, way down. Know exactly how much you're willing to lose before you get into a trade. And this is a big one. Stop putting your stop loss in the most obvious place. Look for other clues, like trading volume, to confirm a move. And most importantly, trade based on a plan, not on emotion. So, when you really get how these markets work, it all comes down to one simple question you have to ask yourself. Now that you can see the traps, are you the hunter or are you still the one being hunted?